Welcome, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Wilson's Gaming. And we're going to be reviewing Walking Dead episode called The Day Will Come When You Won't Be, Season 7, Episode 1. And wow, what a crazy ride. This is full of spoilers, obviously. What was just played was from Season 6, the finale, and actually carries over into this new episode. So, here's a disclaimer. If you are a person who cannot watch The Walking Dead the day of its premiere, of its air date, and if you watch it by some other means, stay away from the internet. Because people are going to freaking spoil it. Do not trust your friends. Don't trust anybody on social media or any review site unless you want to be spoiled. Okay, so don't spoil it for yourself. This season is going to be fucking crazy. So, all right. So this whole episode, who gets whacked? Who dies? We can't even say it like that. Who gets whacked? This is an emotional episode. Let's have some respect for the dead. So we'll talk about who dies at the end. But a lot of this episode is really Rick and Negan centric. Deals with power and the transition of power. And Negan is the boss. He's making it known. I am the boss. And he doesn't shy away from that. And Rick gets knocked down a couple pegs. You want to see a grown man cry. You want to see your leader cry. This is the episode. He's been knocked down a couple pegs, more than a couple. And everything in this episode sets the scene for this whole season. And I think this season is going to be unlike anything we have seen. It's going to feel fresh. I think we're back at the beginning of The Walking Dead, pretty much. This is a new transition. Everything we have learned, this is kind of like chapter 2 now. I hate to say it, everything is chapter 2. I got that feeling. So a big focus on Rick and Negan, and Rick starts to have some flashbacks, and we start to see the deaths. And, he's very sad. Of course he's going to be sad. And he's being tested at the same time. This guy is menacing. Negan, what a phenomenal villain. He comes off as, I'm your friend, I'm your buddy, and then whack. You can see it in his eyes that there is an evil behind it, behind a mask of some sort. In some kind of way, I agree with Negan in his twisted way, where he's teaching Rick a lesson. You're coming into my territory, and you're fucking around in my territory. I'm going to knock you down. You're not the king shit. And that's what happens. So, it gets intense and pretty sad. And who gets the bat? Who gets the bat, guys? Well, initially, I thought it was going to be Maggie. I actually thought, since she is kind of weak now, she's suffering, very sickly, I thought Negan was going to kill Maggie. I thought the show was actually going to not follow the comics, and actually it did in a way. Speaking of comics, I've only read halfway of the Compendium #1, actually more than half, but I did get up to this clipping here that you see now of where you see Negan bashing somebody's skull. I've read what happens in that frame in this part that's matching the show, and it's pretty much spot on. The dialogue is very much spot on, but who gets the bat first? Abraham, my friends, Abraham. And even though he was like the brute, and I didn't really warm up to him as much. I think he was like second to all of everybody else. These secondary characters came into the scene like Rosita and a bumbling mullet friend guy, and all these secondaries came, that really didn't have too much feeling. But out of all of them was Abraham. He was more of the, hey, I am the star out of these secondary characters. And, with him gone, yeah, I feel kind of sad because he did hold his ground. He did help out. He came a long way. He suffered a lot in his journeys to where he is now, and I just feel bad for the guy. He finally fell in love. He found somebody he met, and I feel bad for him. But he took it like a champ. He said, "Suck my nuts." Let me speed this up a little bit. And well, Daryl, he's trying to defend, and he actually takes the part of Abraham in the comics. Because Abraham dies second, from what I understand. Or maybe that's something that I read. I could be wrong, guys. But Negan is going to say, hey, that doesn't fly with me, but I like this guy. But somebody needs to pay the penalty. And who pays the penalty? Glenn. And in comic book fashion, exactly, he dies away. Exactly. Including the eye that comes out, and Negan is sick. I mean, he's just laughing at it, and poor Maggie, she's, I don't know, she's gonna be vengeful, and you can see hints of that. And the episode starts to transition to the point where, hey, we gotta do what Negan says, or we won't do what he says. I don't know which way they're going. If they knew better, they better follow what he says. How they're going to do that, I don't know. But that's what is going to make a really good story. The adversity and the zombies thrown into the mix, they're going to be... It's just going to be a fun time. So let me know what y'all think about Season 7, Episode 1. And if you want me to make more of these episode reviews. Alright, guys. Take it easy. Take care. Don't cry too much. And if you do, have a lot of tissues. And don't tell your friends unless they've seen it. All right. Peace out.